tonight. So how do you know when a poem's done? How do you think, okay, this is it?
It's a rather intense negotiation. One reason I say this is I haven't always been totally aware of this, but when I was in graduate school, I took a class with Howard Moss, and he was an editor of the New York at the time. I said, well, how many poems do you receive? He said, oh, maybe 2,000 a week. I said, well, how do you get those? Through those. He said, well, we don't. I said, what? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, sometimes it's just the reading of the first few lines. So entry of the poem is important. But I took it one step further. I said, well, how does a poem end? And that is also a process of negotiation. In revising, initially I write everything down. In revising, I never add, okay? And sometimes, sometimes I edit from the bottom of the poem. And the reason for that is that often we have just who we are. We want to make sure the reader receives everything, gets the poem, when in fact, the most provocative, truest essence from the poem we have written past. So that's what's happening. It's that process of negotiation. But even I've written poems that have been published, and I've gone back and circled phrases, words, you know? So it's an ongoing process.